Welcome to CeresFlows, the complete automation ecosystem for your production. Whether you manage a small greenhouse or a large-scale industrial facility, CeresFlows gives you full control over your environment. Upon your first launch, the system welcomes you with an intuitive interface where you can quickly set up your language and time zone. Comprehensive documentation is also available to guide you through every step. Our goal is simple: to turn complex automation into an accessible and reliable process that works for you around the clock. The hardware section is the command center of your infrastructure. Here you can see all your added controllers and easily switch between a detailed table view or intuitive cards. For quick navigation, you have powerful filters at your disposal. With just one click, you can see which devices are active or filter controllers by their connection type via serial port, Wi-Fi, or MQTT protocol. If you need a quick reference for all devices in the system, the Sensors Modal window gives you a complete picture of their status and role in real time. Adding new power to your farm is made as easy as possible. Using the scan button, CeresFlows automatically discovers all compatible Wi-Fi controllers on your network and allows you to integrate them instantly. For advanced users, we offer two unique tools: Template Builder, which lets you create templates for new device types, and Firmware Builder. With it, you can generate custom firmware, an INO file, based on your specific needs, without having to write a single line of code. You simply select the features, and the system prepares the software for you. When you select the Manage button for a specific controller, you enter a deep configuration mode. Here you can change the name and connection type, activate power modes like deep sleep to save energy, or use OTA for wireless software updates. Your devices, sensors and relays take center stage here. Each of them has its own card where you can calibrate metrics, monitor data history, or set up protections. For your convenience, CeresFlows also displays a graphical pinout map of the controller, so you always know which pins are in use and which are free for your next expansion. Once the hardware is ready, it's time to add sensors to our system. Through the Attach Sensor Devices button, we open an intuitive modal window for adding new components. For your convenience, all supported devices are organized into logical categories, from climate and soil sensors to water management and relays. You simply select the category, and the system shows you a list of available devices within it. After selecting the desired device, its settings panel loads. Now is the time to give it a name and choose its role in the system. A key element is the visual pin configuration. You specify exactly which physical pins on the controller the sensor is connected to. CeresFlows knows the specific requirements of each device, so the settings adapt dynamically to your choice. Immediately after saving, the device appears in the main menu of your controller. Each added device is visualized through an interactive card with real-time data, but CeresFlows gives you much more than just monitoring. Selecting the card opens advanced tools. Here you can perform precise sensor calibration, run manual tests to verify functionality, or set protection parameters and alarms. This ensures that your automation works not only accurately, but also safely under any conditions. Welcome to the control panel of your logic flows. All your control algorithms are stored here. From this view, you can quickly check the status of each flow, whether it's ready to run or contains logic errors. You also see which flows are active in your current templates. The system supports easy import and export, allowing you to share ready-made solutions with other users or archive your best logic schemes. By clicking the Create Flow button, you enter the creative workspace of CeresFlows. Here, everything is built visually. From the left menu, you select different blocks for sensors, actuators, or logic operators, and simply drag and drop them onto the workspace. Every connection you draw between them defines how your farm will think and react. On the right, you have a settings panel that dynamically changes based on your selected block or the entire flow. For maximum convenience, the blocks have two display modes: Compact, for a clear overview of large schemes, and Expanded, for direct data configuration within the block itself. Here you also manage your global variables and zones, making your logic highly scalable. You can start with a simple scheme of 2 sensors triggering a pump or deploy a complex industrial process. One of the strongest aspects of CeresFlows is that there is no limit to complexity. Any idea you have in your head can be transformed into a working flow. The only limitation is your available hardware. You can create dozens of separate flows for every minor action or combine them into massive systems for comprehensive control. With CeresFlows, you program the future of your crop without touching a single line of code. Once you've built your logic flows, it's time to put them on a schedule. In the templates section, you manage the overall strategy of your production. This is where your operation plans are stored. Each can contain different logic, triggers, and time windows. You can easily load existing templates, edit them according to the season, or create a completely new automation plan. When creating a template, you have 2 modes available. The simple mode is ideal for tasks that require a strict schedule. Here you define an exact execution time for each cycle. You simply set the time, choose which flows to trigger then, and the system will execute them with uncompromising accuracy. This is the perfect solution for standard procedures like daily watering or lighting. For more complex needs, CeresFlows offers the advanced mode. Here the cycle becomes a time window with a start and end time. Instead of just executing once, the system monitors the conditions, triggers you have set during this period. For example, in the window from 8 to 10 a.m., CeresFlows can periodically check if the temperature is above 28 degrees. If the condition is met, the system automatically triggers the appropriate cooling flow. This way, your farm responds dynamically to the environment only when necessary. Through the combination of time windows and logic conditions, you ensure complete peace of mind. CeresFlows doesn't just follow the clock, it thinks and acts according to the real needs of your crops. We move on to the final step of the automation process, the active program menu. Here you choose which strategy to activate. The system supports one active template at a time, which guarantees complete process stability and prevents logical conflicts between different schedules. Once you load the template, CeresFlows presents you with an overview of all included time windows. Before starting, you need to set the specific values the system will target, such as EC and pH levels, target tank levels, or mixing and irrigation times. These settings are made once upon loading, but remain fully flexible. You can adjust them in real time according to the changing needs of your plants. Upon starting, your template enters round-the-clock execution mode. The system operates autonomously, automatically resetting every night at midnight to begin the new cycle. In this window, you can monitor the progress of each flow in real time, see which tasks were completed successfully, and what's coming up next. Security is a top priority in CeresFlows. Right at the start, the system checks all connections and logic. If it detects an issue in any flow, it stops immediately and shows you the exact location and type of the error. During operation, over 5 layers of protection are active to monitor for emergencies. At any deviation from the norm, the system reacts immediately to prevent hardware damage or risk to your harvest. Automation is only half the success. The second more important part is knowledge. In the journal section, you see the complete chronology of everything CeresFlows has done for you. This is your digital diary that records every executed flow, the achieved values, and the execution time. Nothing remains hidden here. You have complete transparency and accountability for every system action. For a production to be efficient, it must be predictable. The Resources tool tracks the consumption of every drop of resource. Whether it's pH adjusters, base nutrients, or water, the system visually shows you what percentage of your stock is left and how many days your current supply will last. You no longer need to guess when to refill the tanks. CeresFlows plans that for you. SensorLab turns dry numbers into live charts. You have complete freedom here. You can view the history of any sensor over time or overlay data from several different sources onto a single chart. This allows you to visually see how a change in one parameter, for example temperature, affects the other metrics in your farm. The most powerful optimization tool is the Insight Engine. It performs correlational analysis on your historical data to discover hidden patterns. The system helps you answer questions like, how has the pH level affected the EC levels over the past week? The Insight Engine turns information into valuable experience, allowing you to make better decisions for your next harvest. Every crop and every stage of its growth requires a specific menu. In the Nutrients module, you create precise recipes, defining target ppm values for 14 key elements, from nitrogen and potassium to micronutrients like boron and molybdenum. You can easily clone and adapt your recipes for different stages, from seedling to heavy bloom, ensuring your plants receive exactly what they need at that moment. Calculating fertilizers manually is a nightmare of Excel spreadsheets and complex chemistry. Potassium sulfate adds potassium, but also sulfur. How do you calculate the grams without exceeding any single element? This is where the solution mixer comes to the rescue. With just one click on Generate Optimal Mix, CeresFlows does the impossible in seconds. The system distributes the fertilizers by priority, accounts for all side elements, and warns you of chemical antagonisms, for instance, between calcium and sulfur. The system goes even further. It automatically divides the fertilizers into solution A and solution B to prevent the precipitation of incompatible elements. It checks the solubility limit and even shows you the final cost of your recipe. Any change to a given parameter results in an instant recalculation of the entire formulation. What used to take hours now happens instantly and without errors. When it's time to mix, the batch preparation tool scales the recipe to the actual volume of water you are currently preparing. Once finished, the system automatically reflects the consumed quantities in your inventory, so you always have up-to-date information on your stock. With CeresFlows, you don't just fertilize, you manage your nutritional regimen with scientific precision. Every successful grower knows that information from the past season is the best teacher. But keeping paper records is slow and unreliable. CeresFlows offers a structured electronic diary built specifically for the farmer's needs. Here, you organize everything via objects. This could be a specific seedling shelf, your main reservoir, or an entire NFT channel. Every event is recorded with an exact time and date, creating an invaluable chronology of your production. Each diary entry is built using specialized blocks. You can add actions, from pH correction to pruning or pesticide treatment, choosing from over 11 structured types. The observation block allows you to quickly note the health status of the plants via a color-coded status and specify the current growth stage. And for everything else, you have free text for notes. The biggest advantage of the digital diary is its integration with CeresFlows sensors. Forget about manually copying values. When you create a new measurement entry, you simply push one button and the system automatically fills in the current data for pH, EC, temperature, and humidity directly from your devices. The whole process takes under 30 seconds, yet provides you with a 100% accurate and reliable history. CeresFlows isn't just automation software. It's your right hand in managing a modern and efficient farm. From intuitive hardware control and visual logic building, through precise laboratory calculation of nutrient solutions, to deep analysis of every drop of resource. This was our brief overview of the main features. To master every single function in detail and get the most out of the system, we invite you to check out our specialized video tutorials for each individual module. Thank you for choosing CeresFlows. Let's make farming smarter together.